Okay, I'm here with Cody and driving down the road, Division Juliet. What's been happening here lately, I guess.
So honestly, man, we just rolled into the division this morning. Got tied down in there at Silver Lake. Got our instructions to come out here with a handful of equipment, and at that point when we showed up here, the fire kind of pushed everybody out. Just normal witching hour time, 2 to 4 at 4 p.m. And so yeah, we kind of just gathered a little intel, did some road scouting. I poked in here, tied in with the divisions, and felt like it was totally safe to end up re-engaging where they kind of left off and start again.
You talk about re-engaging, like what are some of the things like that we need as firefighters to actually engage? Why do we disengage in this fire in particular?
Juliet,
Sure.
Go ahead.
So I think this one in particular, just the fuel loading and where it's at, and weather and severity and all the stuff that's going on right now, more or less locally, the fire's just kind of, it's pretty extreme behavior, and so we have to set those trigger points or whatnot.
Sounds good. Tied in.
And
Juliet and all 3 dozers.
just make sure we're putting people in a good spot. 200,000 acres plus out here. It's been making pretty big runs, multiple mile runs a day, so it just doesn't make sense to just push people in there, and it's not something you can just go get during the middle of the day.
Yeah. And you're a local. How long you been here in the area? How long you been working?
So in Lake County, which is the bordering county right here, 35 years.
35 years.
Wow.
How long in fire?
This is season 16 or 17.
And I guess what are some of the differences? What are you seeing here? Like, what, compared to a normal year?
Sure. And so, yeah, I guess for the last few years, it's been coming on a little stronger. So we've been seeing a lot less snowpack in the wintertime, a lot less overall snow depth, water content, the whole bit. And that's just been tapered off, I'd say, for probably like 3 to 5 years. This winter wasn't terrible, but the actual numbers are far less than what we normally have. And then this is unseasonably hot temperatures for this month. I mean, generally we'll get this type of weather, heat and everything August, end of August is where that's going to happen. And then just like ERCs and all of that, the indexes there, we've just exceeded all thresholds for all time, I think. So yeah, it's way different than it has been. It's just way ramped up.
We talk about ERCs and these indexes. What can you, in like simple terms, what does ERC mean to you when they say they're above the certain thresholds, above the 97th or the 100th?
Sure. Yeah. So I just kind of think about like the worst fires. If you have the worst fire, the biggest growth or whatever, if they're saying 97th, there's only 3% of the fires that could potentially be more drastic. That's not exactly what it means, but I mean that's the kind of the flags that are popping up. I mean, if we're in that 90th percentile, there's only 10% of fires that are going to be worse or bigger. So just kind of an indicator for what's going on out there.
And tonight you got some. You're in charge of some dozers. What's that position you're doing now?
It's still kind of task forcing because we don't have any actual heavy equipment bosses out here on the line tonight. I think there's a shortage overall, and so they asked me if I felt comfortable doing that and just making sure still doing the same thing I normally would with the task force, just keeping everybody kind of corralled and in a safe spot and making sure we can get the job done.
Yeah, there were some other historic fires in the area. The Toolbox 02, that was a big year. Lightning, but I know those took a lot more to develop. I remember being on the Tiller Complex, and we had the Biscuit that year, 500,000 acres on the Kalmiopsis on the Rogue. So, what are some of the other fires? Like the Anna fire was 2018. Were you a part of that?
Yep, I was a part of the Anna fire in 18 and the Anna fire like in 15. There's 2 of them there. So I was a part of those. Right here, right adjacent to us, there's multiple. So we had 2 on the south end of this fire this year. We had the Cyclone River, so kind of the southwest corner, and then just below, right on the south end somewhere in here, The south end, we had the Penina fire, and that was literally just a few months ago,
Wow.
4 months ago or something. And then we have Watson Creek, you have Bratton, you have the Annas, you have the Withers fire. I mean, all of those are right here. And all of them are in the same terrain, the same everything more or less, you know, and they've been burned in the last 10 years. And so the severity of this one's pretty high. Like the fire didn't stop on any of the what you'd normally call a treated burn scar, like a decent holding feature. We had none of that. And then right after IA, we actually did, I don't remember what it was, like 6,000 or 7,000 acres of underburning down in West Badoo, which is just south of us here. And it just rolled right through all that as well. That was burned within a couple of months as well. So it's different than everything than I think a lot of people have seen. It's just, generally speaking, if you got a scar, you can use it to at least get a foothold, and it hasn't slowed down a bit.
Wow. Hey man, I know you're busy tonight, so just thank you for your time. And from one firefighter brother to another, I just wish you safe assignment here and a safe season.
Right on, man.
We all got to look out for each
Yep,
other.
absolutely, man. Appreciate it.
Cool, man. Thanks.
Yep.